Vinyl community, I'm back to do a recent vinyl finds video. Actually had some time to do this, and I have a stack of records that I wanted to file, so the tradition or the routine is to do a video and show you guys what I got the last months. I think for some of them at least I've listened to them, and I think that I'm capable of talking a little bit about them and give you some sound samples. Playing in the background is Tsuyoshi Yamamoto Trio, Summertime from 1976 on Three Blind Mice. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Record Store Day this year, there was nothing for me really. There were one record that I knew that I was going to get, so I bought that online. And while I was at it, Anders posted a picture on Instagram, one record that he got that sparked my interest, and a lot of other people, jazz people on Instagram was posting this. So I bought that too when I was at it. But the record I knew I wanted was this one, Fickle Pickle, Sinful Skinful from 1970. And this has Will Malone on it, and Will Malone we all know from this record, one of the best records ever produced. Fickle Pickle, a UK band, they draw their inspiration. It's very obvious they drew inspiration from Beatles. They have that sort of Beatles sound to it, and you can hear it in California Calling and Sinful Skinful / Sandy, the two first songs. So yeah, just to give you a sound sample so you understand what I'm talking about, here it is.
Operator, here's my dime, connect me please. I know that she's at home. Calling, California calling, California, I'm on my way. I was blurred, mumbling silly words, scratching my sad head and gazing sideways.
So yeah, but what were they thinking with this cover artwork? This is not selling the record very well, but yeah, it's not a very good cover. Comes with a bio of the band and a 7-inch single also, where they do a cover of Maybe I'm Amazed, the McCartney song. And McCartney released that in 1969 or 70, so this is really right when he did it. I mean, I like this so much that I'm really going to hunt for a original copy, and I bought that because the original copy is so damn expensive, but after listening to it 4 or 5 times now, I'm convinced that I have to get it. Another 1970 record that I've been wanting for a while is 30 Year Band, their second release, and this is the first UK press, the gatefold and the backside. And if I did my research correct, the reason it's a first press, or you can see it's a first press, because it doesn't have the EMI logo. 30 Year Band was a folk, world music, jammy, progressive, psychedelic band. And this has 4 songs on it, four songs, the 4 elements. And my favorite song on here is the second track on the first side called Earth, which is really, really cool. I'm going to give you a sound sample of that too, just so you know what we're talking about. So here it is. Okay, back to the reissues, and this is, in my opinion, an unnecessary reissue of sorts at least. This is the Nick Drake's Pink Moon box set. So it looks like that. That's the inside of the box. And in here you have the record, and they put it in a gatefold. They even tried to fake, can you see this? They faked the original inner sleeve. So if you're putting out a box set of one record, you set the bar pretty high. And what do you get inside the box set? Okay, you get some copied lyrics from the man himself, I guess. A very ugly poster and a fake reel with information and a download code. Now, don't get me wrong, the reissue sounds terrific. They did a good job on reissuing this, and I had an unofficial bootleg of this before, so that's why I traded and got this. A guy wanted a record I had, and I got some records from him. So yeah, that's why I got it. But it's not. I mean, you could as easily buy just the record if you want the reissue of this one. And it's hard to pinpoint Nick Drake's records, which is the best. I love Pink Moon, but Bridal Later is also, I think that's my favorite. But let's say that Pink Moon is at least in his top 3 records. Okay, so moving on to Psych Classic Red Hash, Gary Higgins, I think he was called. He put this out in 1973, just before he got caught for marijuana possession, and this was in the Nixon era in the States. I've read so they couldn't frame his dealer, and he got the whole dealer blame. So he was sent to 2 years in prison. He put this out on his own label, so private pressed, and he had no way of promoting the record. I know about this, sold nothing, and it just. There exists so little copies of this. Drag City found him, and they reissued this in 2008 on vinyl and CD, and even comes with a 7-inch single. But this is a fantastic record. It sounds really, really modern. The production, in my opinion, it sounds more like the 90s or the 2000s than 1973. Beautiful songs, easy to get into, and I'm gonna give you a sound sample here too.
What do you intend to do, young man? Where do you intend to go? Will you take a trip through the deep dark south down into Mexico?
Okay, so the next one, I got this. I've had this before, but I sold it because it's worth a little bit of money on an international market, at least. Blues Connection with the artist linking Louisiana Peps, called Peps Passon, or his name is Peps Passon here in Sweden. This is his first record from 1968, blues record, just a standard, ordinary blues record. But he had no players to play on the songs, so he invited young players, just got out of school and play the blues on this, and they later ventured on to Swedish prog music, and made like Fläsket brinner and Handgjort and Resan and classic Swedish prog records. So that's why it's interesting. Okay, 1978. This is a 10. Steve Reich, Music for 18 Musicians on ECM. This is a original German press of this. Just minimalistic for being 18 players. It's just insane, but minimalistic, contemporary classical music. Fantastic. This is just, you can have it in the background if you want. It's beautiful. Or you can just sit down and really analyze the music in detail. It works on both levels. It's so damn good, and this has grown to be a classic. I think they are playing this still on the big scenes. 1992, Bob Dylan released Good As I've Been To You. This is one that I needed in the Dylan collection that I didn't have, and this is European first press of this. I got dirt cheap. I don't know, a couple of years ago these cost some money because it's a 90s record, but nowadays it seems like they just decreased in price, so I was able to get that for, I think I paid $10 for it. And 1971, let's say 71, a little bit uncertain. Rasputin Stash, yeah, really good funk record. I bought it for like $5 or something like that, because I wanted to listen to how it sounded with a funk band that has Rasputin on the cover. And I mean, how do you draw inspiration from that? How does funk sound with the inspiration of Rasputin? And I was not disappointed. So, and in 2007, Porcupine Tree released Fear of Blank Planet, a fantastic modern progressive rock record. Yeah, really, really good. there's not a bad moment on this, really. I love Porcupine Tree, and slowly I'm building my Steve Wilson collection. And in my last update, I told you that that we are going to talk about Atomic Rooster later on, and because I got the US press from 1978, I think, but now I scored a UK first press from 71. Yes, I think 71. In pretty good shape. The vinyl is very good. Fantastic music. I mean, check out Death Walks Behind You, the first song. Death Walks Behind You. So here's the second Record Store Day album that I got that Anders recommended, but I also seen it in Mark and John's video now, and he had also got it. Gyroscope by Gordon Beck Trio with Tony Oxley on drums and Jeff Klein on bass. I have no idea. I don't think I have something else with Jeff Klein, but Tony Oxley is fantastic. This is really good, easy to get into. Yeah, and this is also on Morgan Bluetown, and I don't think that Morgan Bluetown, the reissues, is perfect. It's okay, but it's not like... I had a little bit higher expectations of the fidelity of this. As with Fickle Pickle, both came from Morgan Bluetown, but yeah, it's enjoyable sound-wise, and the music is fantastic. So of course, recommendations from Anders is always enjoyable. I said to him, I have never bought a record that he recommended that I decided to buy that I've been disappointed with. So once again, thank you so much, Anders, for the recommendation. Okay, so I have no idea how I'm 34 years old, and how can I never have heard of this artist and heard a song by him? It's amazing. I've seen record cover, and it's interested me, but I've never ventured into really researching it and listening to it. And now I did, and my mind is blown. If this is a 10 out of 10, this is a perfect record. Chugiotis Freedom Flight from 1971. This is so good that time stops. It's so damn good. Listen to Ice Cold Daydream, the first song. That then ventures on to Strawberry Letter 23.
Hello, my love, I heard a kiss from you. Red magic sat and playing it too.
Which is a mind-blowing song. Yeah, it's just a perfect record, and a nice, awesome cover. Get it? I mean, get it? It's shit. To the last one, it's a great record, but the vinyl as the cover goes, it's a classic, and one that I've been looking for. If I should stumble upon a copy, I would grab it right away, and I did now. So this is Ogden's Nutgun Flake with Small Faces from 1968. This is a later 70s issue, but with the original like fold-out cover, and here's a picture of that, so you can see how it looks. I won't take it out because it's very fragile. This is still intact, but it's very fragile. So really cool, like almost like an artifact or a art piece in collecting, when it comes to collecting like vinyl music. So yeah, and the music is really good. It's English beat pop, garagey from that time period, in the same vein as like Kinks and Rolling Stones, and not as experimental as Sgt. Pepper or Zombies, Odysseys and Oracles, but it's as a like art piece or music kind of piece. It's as important, I think, in music from the 60s. So there you go, that's my opinion on that one, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So I hope you enjoyed the records, and please leave me comments if you have any. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye!